Hey guys, okay, yeah, been a little while, had some stuff going on here that was sort of out of my control, and but I was thinking all the time that what I wanted to do next for my episode. And so as things are moving forward in the Marvel Universe, as they inevitably do, and the heroic age begins, and I gave some tentative thoughts on where I think that's going to go and things like that, and all these number ones coming out, and sort of a return to form. I'm going to talk about sort of going back to the earlier part of last decade, around 2004 or so, when I really, in earnest, began collecting comics. I was a comic fan always growing up, but that's when I was really started to buy them regularly and follow what was going on currently, and not just buying graphic novels here and there and things like that. And one of the major titles was New Avengers. And I've talked about it, and I don't want to repeat myself. Here's Avengers number 500, which I've shown you many times, which is where it all started. I did not know who Brian Michael Bendis was, didn't know anything about him or his earlier work. So he put us into the Avengers Disassemble storyline. Here's the last ever Avengers issue, 503, where we see a very dejected looking Cap. You all know what happens in here. Hawkeye is killed off, which of course doesn't last. The Vision is killed off, which of course doesn't last. It turns out to be a big thing with the Scarlet Witch that a lot of people were disappointed and upset about, which I understand. And then I've also shown you Avengers Finale, which is a nice little emotional send-off for the series as it moves into the new realms. Mentioned also many times, I do not have New Avengers number 1, it's on my list. So here's New Avengers number 2, which picks up the events 6 months after Disassembled, and there is a mass breakout caused by the super criminal Electro at the super criminal prison, the Raft. And Matt Murdock is there with Foggy Nelson, and Jessica Drew is the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent assigned to go there, and Luke Cage is there for some reason that I don't recall. And then, anyway, when it all starts to go to hell and everything breaks out, Captain America, who is not an Avenger because there are no more Avengers anymore, is still Captain America and wants to go and help things out. So he goes there, and Spider-Man hitches a ride on the helicopter, and it's about how they all team together to help stop what's going on there. Cap gets all inspired. Oh, and Iron Man's there too. Cap gets all inspired by this and says we need to start the Avengers over again. Iron Man reluctantly agrees, and then we move on. Also introduced in that, to me at least, I don't think it was his first appearance in Marvel, but it was going to be a big thing, was the Sentry. Here he is on the cover of New Avengers number 3. He had a very wonderful, great debut moment where I have no idea what's going on. All we know is this massively powerful guy has checked himself. He's allowed himself to be locked into the raft because he claims to have killed his wife. Carnage, who is incarcerated, I don't know about the lighting, but there is Carnage attacking Luke Cage, and Luke is like, damn, I don't even know what this is, in his manner of speech there. And so we've got the Sentry taking hold of Carnage, flying him into space, and ripping him apart, which has sort of come full circle now. We all know about what he did in Siege. Although that was not a heroic or good act. But again, so we're moving on, and our first mission sends them to the Savage Land, where there's stuff about S.H.I.E.L.D. not understanding what's going on there. Things don't seem right ever since Nick Fury had gone. There was another thing that Bendis had set up before New Avengers started with Secret War. And here on the cover of New Avengers number 5, we have Wolverine. This raised a lot of people's ire. A lot of people's ire was already way up, the old school Avenger fans. Throughout a lot of these early issues in the letter sections, people are just flipping out, saying how much Bendis sucks and how he's ruined everything. And this really got people pissed off, because at this point, Wolverine's not on the team, but I mean, it's pretty much understood he's going to be. And it's kind of funny, in one of the later issues, they ballsily, sorry, that's not much of an adverb, but I think you know what I mean, write back, and they're just, because people are saying, if Wolverine joins the Avengers, that's that. And they write back, Wolverine has never been in the Avengers, and he's not in the Avengers because he wasn't technically at that point. Also, of note is that my favorite artist in comics today, David Finch, has been doing the art for a lot of these early issues, and they look fantastic, so I keep going with it. Okay, so we got an Avengers team that consists of Cap and Iron Man from the old guard, Spider-Man and Wolverine, which look like cash grabs, and a lot of people are flipping out about. Jessica Drew, the first Spider-Woman, who's sort of been pulled back out of nowhere by Bendis because he really likes her. As you can see, here's New Avengers 14 and 15. So she is on the covers in consecutive issues, which is, I don't know, I think kind of pushing it. Also on the team, who we got? Well, Daredevil was part of the whole thing, and he was approached by Cap, and he turned them down, which I thought was for the best. I'm glad that Daredevil did not join the Avengers. Okay, and Luke Cage, also sort of brought out of obscurity. And this was really the beginning of Luke Cage's rise to prominence as an important character in the Marvel Universe, which I liked. I liked Luke Cage. It was cool. I didn't know much about him. Knew him through a bit of the hazy knowledge I had of Iron Fist. This was before the Iron Fist series had launched. It was going to launch in about a year and a half from now, the point we're at, and I would jump right into that because I love Iron Fist, love that series. We're not talking about that. Here's the first annual, which features the wedding of Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones, again, is a complete Brian Michael Bendis creation. She came from the old, one of his self-published, self-created, but still a part of the Marvel Universe titles, Alias. Don't care for their character. I still don't, but I never minded she was in New Avengers because I thought it was kind of more realistic that I didn't like everybody, that here was some person, she wasn't even in them, but she was always around them because of Luke, and she annoyed the hell out of me, and she, I don't know, I didn't like how she cursed way too much. I mean, Bendis always makes everybody curse a little bit, but I guess she was just a very profane character, which turns me off because it didn't seem to fit. And I don't know, you can take that for what it is, that maybe I'm sexist or something, like, I don't like this woman that curses like a sailor. I don't mean to make a big deal out of it. I'm just saying, don't like Jessica Jones, but she was there for the long haul. Okay, so then we have some business going on in Japan with the Hand, and they can't send Wolverine, and they can't send Daredevil, so Daredevil recommends this person known, who we later find out is Maya Lopez, known as Echo, who they know no one about. And she adopts the guise of Ronin, and there is the Ronin persona to infiltrate the Japanese underworld. And I like this cover a lot. This is Avengers number 27. This is actually coming back around to the plot. What happened was they had some stuff going on with the Hand and her, and they sort of left it. And then in the in-between issues, we have Marvel Civil War, which of course was huge. I'm not explaining it here. That's not what we're talking about. But this was the period that I liked best. The period just after Civil War, when suddenly the New Avengers are split up and Iron Man was gone, and they were fugitives. This was sort of the golden era, and when I really liked the thing. And here's the first one come back. It's got the Initiative banner. And things aren't explained right away. Suddenly we're just landed that they're back in Japan because they realize they really need to help Echo out. And suddenly they're kind of different. We've got somebody dressed like Ronin, but we don't know who that is. Even it can't be her because she's captured by the Hand. Doctor Strange is helping them out. Spider-Man is wearing black, and Iron Fist is there, which I just love because now the Iron Fist series is going, and I'm really getting a great appreciation for the character. So I love this team. I love this team. I loved how it was. Spider-Man is in black. This is all because of the wake of what happened in Civil War. The hero community being split, the fugitives, Cap being assassinated. That's where Spider-Man's wearing black. It's sort of in mourning of that. And those were sort of my favorite issues. And going into Secret Invasion, that's the stuff that I really liked. Of course, throughout this all, lots of different artists and things. The art would slip here and there depending on sort of my taste, but all in all, so here's the first issue of Dark Reign. This is the first issue after Secret Invasion business was done. And I will try to quickly explain to you that it's all here in a box here, my New Avengers, but they're not all there. What I do, the way I order comics, is not simply like a title, number one, or wherever I pick it up to, how it goes. Because if it's part of a crossover, then I take that out and put it in its own file so I can read the crossover as it is with all the separate titles that filter into it. So anything that was part of Civil War, House of M, things like that, they are not actually part of the run. So if you're flipping through my New Avengers collection and you see the gaps, you can refer to those sections and read them there. Here's another annual, and here is the finale. I'm actually going to talk a little bit more about this. We're going to make this a part 2 because it's just I wanted to talk about it because we're moving on with new titles, starting over at number 1 again. But again, this is sort of like my big flagship title that I was following. And sort of kept me anchored into the main events of the Marvel Universe. And there's a lot I liked about it, and I stuck with it all the way. And now that the new one's coming, I'm not going in that direction, and I will talk about that too. But we're going to stop here, and we're going to pick it up hopefully soon. And I'll see you guys next time. Excelsior and all that good stuff. All right, peace out.